Women entirely get attached to these men, and this is what you are supposed to do when she pulls away. Number one, you should stop betting your whole relationship on a phone, messages, calls, you name them. Most women know that when I stop texting Isaac, he knows I don't love him. Isaac won't concentrate at work. When she was in her past relationships, 99% of the men, they betted their relationship on a phone. So according to her, she can easily bluff. She can easily sway you. Not texting you, not calling you, not responding back. It is a game. Because she knows that is how you understand a relationship. Now, most of you will say, that is toxic, right? But that is how she selects men. You tell her that, I want us to have a date, right? But later on in the evening, she postpones. Then you get angry, you get disappointed. You reply with a negative emotion. She now fully understands that her actions affected you. When she's not responding back, be aware that it is a game. And don't rely that relationship or bet that relationship on a phone. You can only know everything when you meet with this lady physically. I can date Isaac on a phone, but when we meet physically, more frequently, that is when I will get to fully understand if this is an existing relationship or it was just bluffing on phone. That is toxic, and she needs to communicate with me. That is right. Remember, communicating to you, Isaac, frequently, picking your calls, and also texting back, it doesn't confirm that this relationship does exist. What if I am just bluffing? Every man is always waiting for that one text with several emojis, that one call, so that you can get the ego back. So women know that is how you understand and categorize the relationship that you have with her. It doesn't matter how much she replies your text, and she's always willing to update you. What matters is you shouldn't bet that relationship on that conversation, on that call, on that text, on those emojis. You can be different. She can really get attached to you when she texts you more frequently, calls you more frequently, yet you still are convinced that the relationship doesn't exist. I'm really bored and I want someone I can talk to. I want someone I can have fun with on phone, and know that I take this relationship seriously. So she can bluff on her phone, she can bluff on calls, she can bluff by communicating with you just to keep you around. It is enough trap to trick you believe that the relationship exists. Stand out by not getting attached to the calls, to the texts, to the messages, to the lovely emojis. When you disconnect from that conversation with her and you reply also just for fun, finally you are the guy she will get attached. He will believe and he will trust that the relationship exists. Yet I am dating 19 men. When she pulls away, assume the relationship never existed. Like you've been having a conversation, you've been meeting, you've been having a serious relationship, then suddenly she pulls away, she just stops. The texts, the messages, the meeting up, she just stops. When this happens, when you are dating for 6 months, you have to assume that the relationship never existed. You are assuming that the relationship never existed so that you cannot dwell and concentrate on the why. She's mature enough, she can call you back, she can explain, she can text back. You called her, she never picked. You texted, she never replied. Do you mean that that relationship still exists after trying 3 times? You are assuming so that you can help yourself move on with peace and serenity. And you're not doing this to pull her back. He is not insisting. When I gain clarity, I can fully understand his SMV. And any man who consistently updates me after I pull away, his SMV is low. I will just pass time with him. I know you will say, I don't care. She will exit. I will date another lady. How many women are you going to date in the name of, I think I can just update her, I can just try to make this relationship work? You are expressing your feminine side. But when you don't bother and you assume that the relationship doesn't exist, then you are expressing your masculine side. Now, you can only create attraction when you create respect. And respect is created through assuming that the relationship never existed, so that you cannot bother. She will have to explain why she pulled away. She will have to apologize. She will take accountability, and she is now fully aware of how you are highly attractive, how you choose which women you give attention to. Maybe Mary will stay. I just need to say the right words for her to stop pulling away. It's not about the right words. It's more of how she will understand those words in her own reality. She will categorize and frame those words as low value, weakness, desperation. You are obsessed with her. You really want her. She's high value. I don't think if I can date Isaac, I prefer Johnny. You know, Johnny is the toxic guy who doesn't call more frequently, text more frequently, and sometimes he assumes her texts. He will call her back, but he's not obsessed with the text, with the calling back, because, oh, we have dated for the past 6 months. No. Sometimes he calls when he feels like, he picks when he feels like. Remember, this is the bad boy. The relationship can only exist if she decides that it exists. It is her work to try and convince me, explain to me, tell me in details why she pulled away. When she shows up, she doesn't tell me, she doesn't explain, I will still assume that the relationship doesn't exist. You can't assume that a problem exists and you want to fix it when in reality it is a problem that you are just creating to convince yourself that maybe you caused it, but that is a trap. She needs you to think that you caused it so that she can still trap you, when in reality she just pulled away to meet with her potential partner. And now that she's back, you can still entertain her, assume that the relationship never existed. This will allow you to always be ahead of women. When you fix respect, you are fixing attraction. And that is the only negotiating point that you need to understand. That will allow a woman to get attached to you. The last thing is to accept the pullback. You can only believe that she pulled back if you believed that the relationship existed. So when you want to get clarity, you text, call more consistently. She believes that you believed that the relationship existed. And now that you believe that the relationship existed, she can easily mess with your emotions. You only need to have a certain reality, and she needs to know how you see the reality for her to mess up with your emotions. Texting her because she pulled back, it is a confirmation that you see the world in a lens of the relationship existed. It means you are invested in her. She is the center of your life. And anyone who is the center of your life can easily mess up with your emotions. I have to know that Isaac does things in a certain way, sees reality in a certain way for Isaac to be swayed and trapped. But when you do not react, I can't really gauge you and understand if you believed that that relationship existed. I will be the one who will be invested in you, Isaac. I pull back, but then I'm the one who is invested in you. I'm the one who needs to understand why you never called back, why you never bothered, why you never even initiated a conversation after I hung up on you. I hung up on Johnny, he used to call back. I hung up on Solomon, he used to call back. And now that I am hanging up on Isaac, he's not calling back. That is weird. That is interesting. What is he up to? Now, she needs to understand. She tries to gauge if a relationship really exists. You are creating respect and attraction. When I try to tell Isaac why I pulled back without him wanting to know, then I am qualifying myself to Isaac. He is high value. He's not even paying attention to my pullback. That is a confirmation that Isaac is totally different from other men. Today's shout out goes to True Feeder. He has been also a new loyal fan. Thanks for always tuning in. And until next time, be safe, take care, and let's have peace.